Hello YouTube, Robin Hood Bricks here, and today we're going to do part 2 of our wonderful double modular mall, and this part has been inspired by this delivery bike and this fabulous sticker sheet. Good. Well, these are all the bricks we're going to be using today. I've got a great big bag of plates and bricks for all the structural stuff, and then a smaller bag with all of the sticker parts and little detailed tiles and whatnot for the insides to add all of that lovely detail. But before we start with those bricks, I did just want to give you a bit more background on my mall, in the fact that it isn't going to be particularly accurate to real life. I mean, if it was, it would have about a dozen clothes shops, which would be a bit boring, wouldn't it? I'm going to be making it with all the ideas for small shops and entertainment venues, with no home in Brick Nottingham that I do want in my city. So I thought I'd get all those ideas and kind of jam them all together into one mall. So it will be a bit of an eclectic, odd mix of establishments. Now, all of the places in my mall are inspired by either a Lego piece or a particular set or minifigure, or in this case, they're inspired by this absolutely fabulous sticker sheet that is from the set 80009, Pigsie's food truck from 2020. And it's just a wonderful iconography of the pig chef with his bowl of noodles, all the Chinese characters or wherever they're from, and a lovely pink and white checked sort of colour scheme that I really like, and these menus and so on. And these have appeared in a few more sets since, and I can use them well all around my city really. Added to that, we've already got a delivery bike for the roads outside the mall that was gifted to the channel, and that's from the Polybag 30341 Monkey Kids delivery bike. So very good start there already. So yes, today's build will be a noodle bar, and it's going to be quite a small unit above what we did last time. So if I just put this all to one side and we can drag in last time's build, the skate shop called Skate. Basically this establishment is going to be one floor above, towards the back half of this. Now this is going to be quite hard to kind of understand when I'm building up before I've built out, because we haven't got any steps to go up to the next level and so on, but I'll try and explain that as we go. But even last time, because this is facing outwards seemingly onto the street, a few people had a bit of trouble understanding exactly how my mall was going to be orientated, because usually a mall is a great big building with shops on the inside all facing inwards into a sort of walkway, and the building itself is a great big lump with no features on the outside whatsoever, and I really didn't want that in my city because it'd be very ugly indeed. So what I've done is taken inspiration from a real life mall, Sunset Place Mall in Miami, and many others like it in hot sunny places, and decided to have one that's very much focused on the outside, because that way we can see all of our wonderful shops, their shop windows, the customers going in, and all of this wonderful detail. Now, I guess that only really works in places like Miami where the weather is absolutely fantastic. But then again, after all, it never has rained in Brick Nottingham, and that's largely because it's inside my real life house, where the clouds can't get at it, I suppose. But anyway, I think it's a good excuse, even though real life Nottingham does get rain from time to time. Not too bad for the UK, but definitely more than Miami. Anyway, so I wanted to also, before we really got started, go through some of the amendments from last time that you suggested that were very helpful indeed, and you can earn yourself a wonderful bedoying if yours gets mentioned. So the first one that I was considering, but a lot of people echoed as a really good idea, was to continue the small stickers onto the door, because it looked a bit amiss without them there, and it doesn't really block our view, which is what I was worried about. So I think that's a good idea. Secondly, some people wanted me to reorder these windows and these two windows so the colours better chimed with what was surrounding them, and I think that was a really good idea. I did swap the modified brick for a headlight brick just in the ramp in there, just to make it look slightly better. And what else did I do? I added the extra clips to make sure all of these skateboards don't go flapping around, so they're all thoroughly secure now. The only downside is that a couple of them are using grey bricks, So basically, I'll be getting white ones in due course. You can't see too much from the outside unless you really peer at an angle. You can see the corner of one there or so on, and in there. But that will be rectified in due course. Oh, and then I swapped around a few of the ones in the back display. So very well done if your suggestion was mentioned there. And here is your collective Bedoing. Right, fabulous. I suggest we get on with today's build then, because I've wittered far too long. And, well, the best place to start, as always, with any modular is that floor setup that will go on the floor above this with, well, its base layer of tiles. Oh, we're at that exciting point where we're starting to see old, long-laid plans come into reality. Anyway, here is our floor piece for the next building, and it is quite small. This is the inside of the unit here with the black and white checked floor, and I've just raised it up a plate just to get the relative heights right so we can kind of see in a bit better when we've done it. And this is the start of the awful tiling that will be all around the mall. They usually have quite interesting floor tiles, so I've made this pink, yellow and what's that, medium azure dotted white tiling, and all these jumper plates to hold things, and all of these studs as well for the kitchen inside the noodle bar. And then this will be the next unit that we'll be doing next time. So how does that fit with everything we've done before? Well, essentially that's going to go here. So somewhere else in a future video we're going to have a stairway coming up about here that'll get us onto the top level, and then you'll be able to access this via the walkway here, or continue round to access the next one that'll be here. So that is how it's all working today. So you really have to think about this as being people coming in from this direction or walking past round to something further round. So the kitchen will be very much facing out towards the customers with its own access from a door on the back wall, which will go down over here, the mural that we did last time. So hopefully that makes sense. But there is our very two distinct floor patterns for this build. And now I guess I'll start by doing a few of the interior walls and all of that good kitchen sort of micro builds. It occurs to me now, doing this section, that maybe I should have made the interior floor pink and white checked so it tied in with all of our stickers here, but then again, maybe it would have been too much, and we do have the same pink on the outside, so yeah, maybe black and white is more characteristic of a regular kitchen. So I'm going to fill all of these studs first of all. Here is a refuse bin, which is just a very simple build, but made with one of those clamp pieces as the outline, so that can go there. Then I've got a kitchen unit with a peach tile on the top and a random bottle of green stuff. Then a kitchen cooker hob and main burner with a pot simmering on it for some sort of sauce or something or other. So that can go there. And I've done all of this in very bright colours deliberately so it stands out a bit so we can see it, because it's going to be quite deep into a very small build that's going to be enclosed. So it really does need to stand out. So for the back wall behind there, I've got more ingredients on a very small wooden shelf that's built into the wall. I've got a very appropriate panda calendar here, which I thought was absolutely fantastic. That's from a friend set, actually. Stephanie's House, 41314 from 2017. But it's perfect for here. Even the pink's right, isn't it? And then this piece is very interesting. It's just connected from above, and it was only on one set, which was a Star Wars one, the Rebel A-Wing Starfighter 75247 from 2019. But I just thought the shape of it was absolutely perfect for an extraction unit over a hob. So that is what that is. And then I've got a few more bricks, modified bricks on the outside to attach something else to later. So that will go there, with that directly over the cooker, of course. Very good, packed and stacked so far. Then for the next wall, which is separate just because I'm using a different colour, but they will be joined at the top to give them a little bit of strength. It's not so structural, this one being in the middle of a block, but we've got a broom, a cleaver, a knife, and I'm going to add more random ingredients on a shelf up there, and I've even got the printed tile there, which is the same as the one that's being delivered on the back of this bike. Got a couple of those from Bricks and Pieces, so I can put that on here. Ooh, just have to turn the handle of that pot. There we go. Now you'll see, yeah, that's probably going to happen a few times, isn't it? The hob top coming off. There we go. It's back on now. Now I've got a few studs here on the side as well. This is for next door's build, but this is for this side, obviously. And I'm going to attach this piece on here. And I'm also going to add to that one of these stickers with all the branding on and whatever that says onto there. Because what I figure is that when I do the same thing on the other side, this will be the two shutters that when it's closed will close like that and, well, break off the rest of the opening that isn't the bar that people are eating at. So it's closed like that. So it's a sort of security shutters, I suppose, because we're going to have a back door here for access for the employee. So I figure when this is open, they are folded back into that position. So I think that's going to look really good, especially with the first of our stickers on. So I'll add the sticker in a minute so I can get it straight. Then I'm just going to add the little workbench for the employee. And there's some dumplings there, so that can go on those two studs. Then I've got a mixing bowl on another small table here. So that can go there. And I've got a stick for stirring that as well. But who's going to be holding the stick? That's the question. Well, there are absolutely loads of minifigures as part of that Monkey Kid range, and I didn't get them all by any means, but I got quite a few because I really liked the Pigsie character. I thought he was very funny. So one I got was this one with his sausage gun. I just think it's absolutely crazy fun. But I'm not going to be using that here because I don't think it's particularly appropriate. I don't know where would be, quite frankly. But anyway, so I put him to one side. So I've got another Pigsie head. I've got a torso where he's got his sort of battle vest. A regular employee one with, well, kind of a fat tummy. I like that. An even fatter tummy on that one with some dirt. So that is my favourite so far. And a regular employee there. So maybe I've got too many to choose from, but I think I'm going to go for this one just because I really like that fat belly. I think it's really good fun. So I'm going to get rid of the pink hands because I'm going to have my employee being yellow skin like the rest of the people in my city. Absolutely everyone has the same colour, so that is easily swapped, but I do have a tiny bit of pink skin at the neck, and somebody suggested in a previous time I mentioned that I could add a beard piece to conceal that. So I'm going to basically have a ginger bearded chap but with a much bushier beard to go in front of his mouth, and then he's got the bandana from the series Sushi Chef as well. So he looks absolutely fabulous, if you ask me. So I've got some trousers. Yep, there we go. There we go. There is our wonderful noodle chef with his lovely fat tummy. I love that. The logo on the front and on the back with chopsticks in as well. So I think he's absolutely perfect. So we can give him the stirry stick, and he can be stirring whatever is in there whilst being attached to a jumper plate that I put in earlier. There we go. So that is our scene for the inside, and I think that's rather fantastic. Very packed and stacked, very full of detail, knives on the wall and all the rest of it. It looks like a hive of activity, and we've got nowhere near finished yet. But I figure that the mascot of this line is the pig chef, so I think we do need a pig as well. So I figured I'd use this head, the sort of grumpy looking Pigsie head with his bent ear and the chef's hat, and combine that not with any of these torsos, but with the Piggy Guy Series 12 minifigure body, which has got these sort of cloven hoof feet and the curly piggy tail and so on, to make a completely naked... Sorry, everyone, for showing you, exposing you to a fully naked pig, but a Pigsie mascot. And essentially, I thought he would be a statue out the front. So maybe he's sort of sat here holding a menu or something like that. I'm not proposing that he's a real life person. I'm just thinking that he is a real life size mannequin of a pig, being the character Pigsie. Or maybe I'll have him mounted downstairs as kind of a 3D sign. I don't know. But anyway, do tell me what you think of that. Yeah, maybe I should blur the middle section of that. Cool. All right. So one thing I forgot from the last take was to add the sink, and that was just for these studs that were still left uncovered. Eagle-eyed people might have spotted that, or an area that wasn't packed and stacked. And I've also stuck the sticker on that first of the 2 security shutters that's going to be folded back, and that should give that wall a bit of strength as well. That looks very nice with some of the food on offer and whatever that promotion is. Then for the third wall that will really box this in, I've got the other shutter mirror image, a little step for the door out of the back for the employees, and to match the rest of the red, a red extractor fan, or maybe it's air conditioning or something like that on that side, with a black one on the other side, and that's the bottom of a turntable piece, if you don't know, with the door that opens and some more studs for the outside, so that can go on that wall. Hopefully that will fit. There we go. So what to put on here? Well, I just thought another sign to just show that that door is to Pigsie's noodle bar. So basically I've used another one of the stickers from that sheet just to give the back even more colour, because in my Lego room this building really is in the middle of the entire room, so you can see it from absolutely all angles. So we want the back looking as pretty as the front. So that looks really nice if you ask me. Just love that pig logo. And then above the door I've got another shelf essentially. I've used the 3 long jumper plates, so we've got a very small overhang on the outside which gives a bit of interest. Then the first stud's buried in the wall, and then we've still got a stud showing on the inside, and that just means I can add even more stuff. I mean, you'd need a ladder to reach up here presumably, but even so I'll just put some more bits and bobs up there. Now when the roof is on you won't be able to see that at all presumably, but you will when you lift off the level above, because this will be done in that proper modular style. So even more crammed in now, a little dark, it almost needs lighting up, but I won't be doing that. And what we really need now is the big bar that will be serving all of the food across, and where we'll have people sat on stools enjoying the noodles. So that is what we're going to do next. Okay, so here is my very big and complicated wooden bar that all the people will be sat at, enjoying their noodle creations. And to get this in, I'm actually going to have to remove both these sidewalls temporarily, which is quite easy, so no problem there, to get it in underneath those shutters. And this is where all the food is prepared in front of your very eyes by this chap, and then served straight to you. So put those back, or maybe I'll leave one off for now, just so we can see better in. So I need to add some stuff. Soy sauce, that's a must. Maybe a bottle of wine that somebody is enjoying. These lovely bowls with the gold rim, I think were quite an extravagance on a previous brick haul, but I can put those in use here. 1, 2, and maybe yet another one of those boxes over here at an angle on a jumper plate. So I think that looks very busy as well, so that's really good. I'm just going to move the Pigsie for a moment, because this is the start of the wall that will go into the rest of the mall, and it's chopped off here just because this section wants to be able to be lifted off, but that wall will continue, and it's got another one of those stickers on, being our menu of course, which looks a bit tatty to be honest, but nonetheless it's still got the same theme. So when the mascot is standing next to the low menu, I think it looks really good. Cool. So I'll move him again, because the next step is to get some chairs in. And I've got one stool that isn't going to be occupied, so I've got a round tile on that, and the other 2 that are, so they've got studs. And for the first one, I'm going to have a lady with a new chopstick piece, and she's actually got chopsticks in her hair, which is why I chose that hair piece. It was from one of the video minifigures. I think she looks like she's enjoying herself and can go kind of right up against that bar there. Yeah, and I picked her because we'll be seeing her from behind a bit, so you know, the chopsticks in the hair and more of that dark turquoise colour that's echoing that. I thought it was absolutely perfect. And then for the next one, this is another Monkey Kid torso, and it's sort of love hearts on a bowl of noodles, so he clearly loves noodles, and he's got his chopsticks and he's licking his lips in anticipation, so I thought he would be excellent as well. So he's looking over his shoulder, waiting for his food. I think that's a really good scene already, actually. Pity we won't see huge amounts of this when it's all put together, but definitely if you want to explore it by lifting off all the different levels, I think that looks great. And we will definitely see him. So I think I can put Pigsie back. And you see it's getting very, very crowded, as is all of my mall. I mean, it's this density. We saw that in the skate shop throughout. So yeah, really good. So now you can see that those shutters come exactly to the top of the bar. So when it's cleared, they can be closed, and they probably adjust a little bit to account for this little step, whatever. And technically they're not wide enough to meet in the middle, but you know, we'll have to give ourselves a bit of poetic license. But I think that is the inside of the store done on Noodle Shop. Brilliant. So the next bit, as you possibly guess, will be an awning across there. Then we can add a bit of the roof with the signage. And, well, we'll need to do something here. Otherwise, when the employee wants to go home, he'll have to make a one-story leap for it. So, yeah, we'll need some sort of steps coming out of here as well. Wow, this is looking so cool. I love the view inside there. It's absolutely amazing. So full of detail, and obviously you can still look at it through the top as well. It's a little bit in shadow with these filming lights, but it does look very good in real life, I can assure you. Now I've added an awning along the front, and I just copied this from loads of official builds with these lights. I suppose they'd be looking down, and then the different shaped flag pieces clipping on over the top. And they're in red as well to tie in with the rest of the insides. So I think that looks really in keeping. You can imagine when we've got more things either side of this, it'll just be a little window of noodle joy. So that is that. Now the next bit is to add some really big signage, and that's used the 2 large stickers on the sheet. You see I've virtually used everything with a pig on it. And that has created a sign like this, which I think is absolutely perfect. Now, because there were 2 stickers, I've got 2 of these, and I thought I'd put one over the top of this and maybe one on the back, being the outside wall of the mall. So that can cover up these little bits of shelf and extractor fan that I've got included poking through. So that is good. So that's nice advertising that will be facing, well, towards the wall of the Lego room, but I'll know it's there, and that's good enough for me. So that looks really good. Now, when you're applying really big stickers like that, I tend to use the sticker attached to the end of my brick separator, just so it doesn't stick to my fingers. And I also build a bit of a kind of frame of other pieces so I can line it up. So when I'm putting this in place, I'm having the sticker touching these, so I get it nice and straight, and then I can take them off afterwards, and lo and behold, it's in the right place. So that is a really good top tip. Got more tips on my how to fix and place Lego stickers video if you're interested in that. Anyway, so there's our second sign, exactly the same, but this one's going to be attached to the roof that will be separable from this so we can peer inside. So this is the basic roof piece, and you can see it's far too long because it is going to cover the next unit along as well, and there is some structure on the bottom to give it even more strength. And I'm just going to add the frame to this. So I've used those plates with slides just to give it a bit of detail on there. That's really bad focus. There we go. So you can just see there's a little bit of shape to that. But on this one, I've added an absolute load of bracket pieces going up and down, so this sign isn't easily knocked off. So that also will give this roof a lot of strength, these long side sort of rim pieces. And then on the front, more of those modified plates along there as well for the interest. So there we go. So therefore we can just add this sign straight onto all of those brackets. Oh, that really will be strong. I think we'll be able to give that a good whack and it won't fall off. And then it'll look a bit funny in that we've got this roof overhanging the next unit, but there we go. We've got a massive pink and white sign over the top of this thing as well. And I think that looks great. Yeah. I'm really glad I didn't get any bubbles under that sticker and I got it nice and straight. Yes, because it's in prime viewing position. So I don't know what these characters say. Perhaps you could tell me. It's probably pig make good noodle or something like that. But yeah, I think this is looking really good. With a very simple remove, we can peer inside and see all of that wonderful detail. Great, so the only thing I've got to do now is add the steps to the outside, and I really couldn't decide how to do it. Basically, I've got two different methods. One was using these pink ladder pieces that I thought I could do as a kind of fire escape, and it would be folded up when not in use up here, so you could escape that way. But then I thought, well, it's not really a fire escape. It's actually a bona fide way in for the employee. So then I thought I'd use some steps, going first down one way, then down another, like an old-fashioned permanent fire escape. So yes, if I do this version, it's going to be built in with the floor below, the skate shop. And if I do this one, it's going to be built in to the floor above, being this one, because it will fold down from a kind of gantry built into the wall. So I think you can tell me what you think will look best. This will just be a simple platform, kind of like that. That's option 1, whereas option 2, I think I'm going to go ahead and build now, which means we'll need to bring back the skate shop to build this up against that mural, which will partially obscure it. So that might be the downside of doing this method. All right, so here is option 2 in its full glory, fully attached securely to the floor below by those studs that we had overhanging last time. And I've continued the wonderful pink white logo colours all the way down as the handrail, which is quite a fun technique actually, using these I don't know what you'd call them, modified bar pieces I suppose, holding onto the backs of the tiles. And it's more of a permanent stairway, which seems to work a lot better, I think, for the storyline. Now, it does obscure partially from One Direction our graffiti mural, but we've got that on the inside, and we've also, I don't think it's too much a spoiler to tell you, got another one coming over here, and you'll be able to see it from certain angles and not from others. And that's what's really interesting about my city, actually, the fact that you have to really peer around to see everything. So I don't mind that at all, actually, but you might be of a different opinion. Do let me know. So there we go, that is the way out, attached to the floor below. And let's bring in our new floor that we've done today and put that in position. Gentle push down and it works fine. Let's just check the door opens. Yes, it does. So that works rather well. There we go. Yeah, and the sign's in a really good place for anyone wondering what that doorway is for. And there's a sign for an advert as well. So this will be another unit next time that goes all the way to the front. And I'm really looking forward to showing you that one. It'll have more roof details as well. But then this one has our roof sign on top of that, and of course a delivery bike included as standard. So I'm really happy with this build, but as always, do tell me what you think. Well, it's kind of an odd view at the end of part 2, in that we've got, well, no way in, but the beginnings of a corridor and this great big roof overhang and part of a floor for another unit here. But I think you can start to get the idea that if this continued out this way, that it will make more sense in the future, with a bit of an overhang over the door of skate as well. So yeah, looking really good. But the detail and the colour of what we've done today, I think, is absolutely fantastic. The stairway is a really nice 3D and colourful thing with lots of signage on absolutely all sides. And then inside today, we've got this awning, all of the people enjoying their noodles, licking their lips. We've got the mascot, the menu, the shutters that close across when the business is closed, all of those cooking implements and ingredients, and of course our wonderful chef on the inside. Oh, very firmly attached there. And he is rather fantastic as well, if you ask me, with that bandana and that beard and that fat tummy that we can't really see. But anyway, I'm very happy with this. Another packed and stacked unit, I think you'll agree. So, as always, thank you very much for watching. It is appreciated. Do remember to like, comment and subscribe for more awesome LEGO videos. And if you value this channel, there are many ways in which you can support it. Do check out the links in the description below. Now, next time on Robin Hood Bricks, it'll be a Wednesday, so we'll be doing another brick haul, getting more bricks for future builds. Then on Friday, I'll be doing another mock build. Yes, I still don't know what I'll be doing, so we'll have to wait and see on that one. But then next Monday, we'll be doing part 3 of them all, and I think we just have to finish off this side by finishing off this unit here, as I say, which will have more detail on the front of this roof as well, which will go over the 2 different units. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that, as I'm sure you are, but we'll have to wait another week, both of us. So until all of that, see you! Yeah, call me fussy, but I think I'd rather have the person making my food wear trousers.